Hello and welcome to day number 32 of this 100-day challenge. And today's going to look a little bit different because I want to take this opportunity to try to talk about a subject that I've been trying to understand because I think it'll help me understand it better. For a little bit of context, I've been looking into AI and how it functions on the back end and the details that go into it because I think it's kind of fascinating. And there's a concept that's kind of difficult for me to understand. So hopefully by talking through it and doing it in a way where I'm trying to hopefully teach someone else a little bit about it, I'll understand the information a little bit better. So today we're going to be talking about Model Context Protocol, or MCPs. Pretty much what an MCP is it's a way that allows large language models like ChatGPT and Claude to interact with external interfaces. So think of Discord, think of Google, think of your calendar, think of your files. Because you have an MCP in place, you're able to interact with all these things using something like ChatGPT. In other words, MCPs are like the USB-C cable that connect ChatGPT and other large language models to other tools that are used across the internet. So MCPs can be broken down into two different parts. The first part is an MCP server. The second part is an MCP client. A server is pretty much just another way of saying the LLM you're choosing to use in the given situation. So an MCP server could be Claude, it could be ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, etc. The MCP client are the tools used by these large language models. So that's where you could think of your Google, your Dropbox, your files, all those types of things. So before connecting an MCP, you cannot ask a large language model to do something such as add an event in your calendar because it doesn't have access to your calendar, of course. But once you've put an MCP in place that connects your calendar to the large language model you're using, you can ask it to do something like that. The MCP server will then make a request to access your calendar, and because the MCP is in place, that request can be fulfilled and ChatGPT can then go and access your calendar, make that event, and there you go. Now, one of the things that makes this a little bit interesting and also a little bit more difficult to understand is that MCP clients all use different APIs, which are the keys and the ways that tools talk to each other on a coding level. I'm not a coding guy. I'm not a tech guy. I'm a business major that just graduated college a year ago. So I don't fully understand the code and the little details that make these things work, but hopefully today I've taught you a little bit about what model context protocols are and how they can kind of revolutionize the way that we use ChatGPT and other large language models going forward. Anyway, I'll do it a little bit more similar to how I've done in the past tomorrow. Sorry for the long one. Thanks for listening if you did, and take care.